Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Melissa. I'm a registered dietitian, and here on my channel we talk about all things food and nutrition and all sorts of other stuff too. So yeah, you're not confused. This title of this does say Alaska vlog, and this is in fact the second part of my vlog from my trip to Alaska last month, I guess now. Wow. But yeah, so I went through and edited all the footage, and I realized that I didn't talk a single time. I just kind of filmed stuff without explaining anything. So I thought that I would get on here and kind of do a little intro and explain as we go. So yeah, last time we left off, if you didn't see part one, I'll link it here, but last time we left off with us getting on the boat. So we were on the Star Princess, and yeah, it was a really nice boat. So we got on the boat. Obviously immediately had dinner because that's the most important thing. And yeah, the next 2 days were at sea. So the first day we went to the Hubbard Glacier. So that is, I believe it's the biggest glacier in North America. Could have made that up, but I think that's what they said. So hard to tell from pictures or videos how large it is, but it was definitely taller than our ship, which was 17 stories high, and it was 70 miles long. So that's pretty crazy, and it was just gorgeous. The scenery around us was honestly insane. After that, we headed to Glacier Bay. So again, we were at sea for the day. We didn't make any stops, but we went all through Glacier Bay. So our first stop in Glacier Bay was the Marjorie Glacier, which was another really big glacier. But there's tons of glaciers in Glacier Bay. I mean, as you would imagine, it's not that surprising, but it was just beautiful. I have never seen anything like it, really, and pictures and videos don't do it justice, but the scenery was from a movie. It was so crazy and so beautiful. So after 2 days at sea, our first stop was in Skagway. And Skagway was a really cute little town. It wasn't nearly as small as I thought it would be, but it was really cool. Lots of like art shops and things like that, which was fun. But we actually went ziplining, and this was the only day where it just poured rain the whole day, but luckily we were kind of in the woods, so it really didn't matter. So we did a ziplining course, and it was so much fun. And I even tried a trick called the helicopter, which was really scary, even though it really doesn't look very scary. Was Juneau, and Juneau was beautiful too. It was so pretty because the entire town was basically right off of the boat, so you could see everything, and it was so pretty. We didn't get to do a ton in like the center of Juneau, because we did an excursion called the Best of Juneau where it was pretty much an all-day thing. So the first thing we did was went to the Mendenhall Glacier. So it was like a 1 mile walk there, and there was a beautiful waterfall and then a glacier, and it was really pretty. We took a bus to a boat and we did a salmon bake, which was really cool. We went to this little island where they had fresh caught salmon, and they baked it as you do in a salmon bake. It was delicious. It tasted different somehow. I know that it's just the fact that it was fresh, but it is kind of crazy like how different it would taste just being so fresh. And there was a beautiful beach there. Everything was covered in blue mussels. It was crazy, but so beautiful. And then from there, we took that boat out and did some whale watching, which I've never done before, but it was so cool. It was kind of a slow start, and I was kind of getting worried that we weren't going to see anything, but we saw so many whales. I think it was actually only 3 or 4 whales, but we saw them a lot. Honestly amazing. It's so hard to tell how big they are, but it was so cool to see whales in their natural habitat. It's crazy. And we also saw some sea lions too. I don't know why I got just a 1 second clip of them, but I'm gonna insert a picture too because I did a really bad job of videoing them. And then our final stop was in Ketchikan, and I think Ketchikan was my favorite place that we stopped. It was such a cute little town. We walked up to Creek Street, where there is a creek, obviously, and there was a bunch of salmon migrating. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but they were all migrating upstream, which was pretty cool. And then Sam and I actually went snorkeling, which is not something I expected to do in Alaska, but it was so much fun. It was such a different experience than snorkeling in the Caribbean or, you know, any other tropical location. I couldn't take a camera, obviously, but we did get one picture, so I'll put it right here. We were in full wetsuits, head to toe, boots, hood, gloves, all of it. The only thing left was our mouths. But we saw tons of jellyfish from, you know, as big as me to this big. It was really cool. We saw lots of starfish and sea urchins and little fish, and actually some sea lions swam past us too, which was pretty awesome. So if you are going on an Alaskan cruise and you're stopping in Ketchikan, I would definitely recommend that excursion. It's going to be so much different from any of the other excursions you can do, and it was just really unique and a really fun experience. But my parents went to a lumberjack show while we were there, and then Sam and I just kind of walked around, and we stopped at a place called Burger Queen, which was pretty delicious, I've got to say. And then we got back on the boat. From there, our last day was at sea, and just kind of hung out on the boat. We did a kitchen tour, which was kind of cool. And the most magical thing happened. We went out on my parents' balcony and we looked out, and there was a whole school of doll porpoises. So they're basically little dolphins that are colored like killer whales. And they were really small, but there was a whole school of them following beside the boat, and it was so crazy. They were actually, you know, following us for longer than this video clip, but I stupidly wasn't recording half the time. But it was amazing. It was so cool.
Talk myself in, I talk myself out. I get all worked up, then I let myself down. I tried so very hard not to lose it. I came up with a million excuses. I thought every possibility. And I know someday that'll all turn out, and you'll make me work so we can work to work it out. So much more than I get. I just haven't.
And after that last day at sea, we ended our trip in Vancouver. So we got off the boat in Vancouver. We had about, I don't know, like 10 hours or something in Vancouver, which was beautiful. Vancouver is such a beautiful city. I really want to go back and explore it some more, but we just did a little hop on, hop off tour because we didn't have a ton of time, and it was a pretty good way to kind of learn about the city. You can get off at whatever stop you want and get back on. So we got off by the water. We obviously ate some poutine. And yeah, just kind of walked around and explored the city a little bit. And that was the end of our trip, but I hope that you enjoyed this vlog and the last one too. If you have any questions about my trip to Alaska, leave them down below. I'd be happy to answer them. I might make a blog post too about just like what excursions we did, what boat we were on, those sorts of things, because I definitely loved researching that kind of information when we were kind of planning for the trip. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Starting next week, we will get back to our regularly scheduled nutrition programming, but this was a nice little break to have a couple travel vlogs up. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give this video a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.